there's still some things that we need to work through. We need to make sure it's still safe, and that's why we have a new evacuation zone. I want to reassure everyone who is in
ชื่ออะไรครับชื่อมืดนะครับอาการเป็นไงบ้างครับอาการตอนนี้หิวข้าวมากไม่มีแรงเลย
I don't even think these people are human. Like, I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, they just look like an Apple.
Yo, filthy story of Adam and Eve. Are y'all crazy? Adam was here by himself. Y'all know the story. Adam.
50,000 records are released every day. 50,000 AI records. 34% of all records released every day are AI records.
Probably higher.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Foundation. A1 Luck here, and you tuned in to The Awakening, a channel where each one teach one and the truth shall set you free. Now, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And remember, everything in this video for educational and entertainment purposes only. Now, without further ado, let's get woke, people.
Yeah, there's still some things that we need to work through. We need to make sure it's still safe, and that's why we have a new evacuation zone. I want to reassure everyone who is outside of the new evacuation zone that when you go home, you can feel safe. There was no contamination. There were no fumes. There were no vapors that came from this incident. There was no leak. So you should feel comfortable going home, even if you're across the street from that new zone line. For those of you who are still now in the evacuate.
ครับชื่ออะไรครับชื่อมืดนะครับอาการเป็นไงบ้างครับอาการตอนนี้หิวข้าวมากไม่มีแรงเลยโอเคแล้วมีเจ็บป่วยอะไรไหมไม่มีนะโอเคคนต่อไปครับชื่ออะไรครับชื่อเลนอาการเจ็บป่วยอะไรไหมไม่มีอาการเจ็บป่วยมีแต่หิวข้าวสุดเลยหิวข้าวสุดโอเคใจร้ายคนไทยมาโอเคคนต่อไปชื่ออะไรครับชื่ออีครับมีอาการเจ็บป่วยอะไรไหมครับไม่มีครับมีแต่หิวข้าวโอเคค่อยๆดื่มเจียน้อยโอเคคนต่อไปชื่ออะไรครับคำครับอาการมีอาการเจ็บป่วยอะไรไหมครับมีแต่อ่อนเพลียครับโอเคชื่ออะไรครับคนชื่อยิงครับมีอาการเจ็บป่วยอะไรไหมครับไม่มีครับโอเคบาดเจ็บก่อนโอเคข้าวมากเลยครับที่คุ้มนะครับได้มาเจอ5 คนลาวแล้วนะครับทุกคนปลอดภัยดีนะครับเดี๋ยวเราจะทำการช่วยเหลือต่อไปนะครับAll worth it, man. Oh. Thank you, man.
Let's start with education. From age 5, you were trained to sit still, follow directions, raise your hand, memorize, and repeat. You were given a schedule to follow, authoritative figures over you who gave you evaluations. You're graded, you're ranked, and you're compared. And most of all, you're rewarded for compliance. Education doesn't just teach information, it teaches structure. You have bells that are like alarms, which tell you when to start and finish your tasks. Then you get rewarded for them, which gets put on repeat. In this system flow, that is rhythm. For 12 to 16 years, you learn how to operate inside the system. But question, when were you taught how your mind works? When were you taught how to understand your own strengths? When were you taught how to design your own path? The truth is, you were trained for performance, not self-knowledge. And what you practice for 16 years becomes normal.
Alright, y'all, first clip. Chemicals again, toxic fumes. But the crazy part is that to be reporting and broadcasting some like bullshit news while people that live there is going through different things. You understand? Like, they could smell the fumes. The fumes is already starting to affect them, if you understand what I'm saying. And they broadcasting it as nothing is going on, the situation is completely under control, nothing really happened, you know, but it's messed up. This is what goes on. They always cover up themselves. Second and third clip basically is them divers that was in that cave, or the miners that went through the cave, and whatever happened, collapse, flood, they got stuck in there for probably a week or so, something like that, but now they being rescued. Well, so far they said it's, I think 5 of them, it's supposed to be 7, but like 5 of them been rescued or found so far. So eventually I guess they probably gonna find the other 2 not too far behind them. But let me know how y'all feel about that, because I'll be terrified in that cave for a whole week or so, no food. You see, they was hungry, thirsty, everything down there. Yeah. And the 4th clip is that woman basically explaining the cycle of the Matrix, as you could call it, you know, from you know, like the 5 major points from when you come out to when they send you to school and they prepare you for the jobs, and then, you know, the whole cycle that's there. It's like, it's crazy. And as you could see, when you look deeper into it, you basically see the system. You can see that wheel that turns for them. You can see it. It's shown, like, you see how she can break it down so easy. It's easily broken down now. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section.
There's cities underground, there's warehouses underground, there's actual homes underground. People build these tunnels, and they've built them for decades. There's a lot, and elite celebrities, they go down there for parties. Underneath the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, California. I was there for a cock party. We walked through the museum, through the garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels. We had to take an elevator and stairs. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel. The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck, and it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going. So you have to be led in and out. I think people assume that when you...
Take a listen.
There are extra biblical texts, like the Book of Enoch and others, that go into more detail about what happened in Genesis 6. The Book of Enoch says that 200 fallen angels, a class of angels known as the Watchers, landed in this location right here. This is the center of a mountain range in southern Lebanon known as Mount Hermon. Now keep your eye right there as the camera pulls back, and just kind of look at the outline of the topography right there. It's very interesting that it actually forms the shape of a goat. And one of the worst of the fallen angels was one by the name of Azazel. And Azazel is always associated with the goat. And you see that in Leviticus chapter 16. The scapegoat is in reference to Azazel. I find it interesting that the land itself actually kind of looks like a goat head. This gentleman depicted here is David Flynn. He recently passed away, but he turned the world upside down with some of his research, and he was able to figure out that location is 33.33 degrees north by 33.33 degrees east from the Paris prime meridian. Very interesting. What's 1/3 of 100? 33.3333%, right? How interesting that the fallen angels that participated in what I call the Genesis 6 experiment landed on the geographical location that fits their number on the crosshairs of 33.33. Something else David Flynn pointed out is that if you put a little marker there, and you can do this for yourself, that what I showed you there is from Google Earth. I did it for myself to check it out. But you can put a marker there and then draw a line from there to the Paris prime meridian. We go by Greenwich today, but originally it was the Paris was kind of the standard for a long time there. And that is, in the occult, is referred to as the...
I don't even think these people are human. Like, I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know? Like, my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know? I'm not going to stab them. But I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would fall out, you know what I mean? And I just get that sense. I've always known it was demonic. And people just get on board because, as we talk about in this book, they are using science and this idea of technology and this idea of transforming society for the better to indoctrinate us into accepting this. And it's wrong and it's backwards. And the main component of all of this is psychology, right? They're able to do it because of psychology, making you think that society has gotten better. Our kids have objectively gotten dumber. We've become fatter. We've become less healthy. We've become less, emotionally sound, and yet they are convincing us that this is like humanity's great leap forward. We put a man on the moon, and he just like called them up and was like, "Hey, Prez, what's up? I'm up here. Yeah, it's so cool. It's really great. It's nice. Starry night up here. Okay, I'm gonna text you. I go by in '69, and they get these people. They tell you like he's a genius. They're all right away. He's a genius, so we should just accept that Elon Musk is a genius because like all the writers who are obviously indoctrinated into the occult are telling us that this is the next person that we should worship. The establishment of Hollywood. It was all cults. They were all Aleister Crowley proteges who were just raping kids and summoning demons, and demons are real. So at the same time that they're summoning demons, they are making us all believe that faith is not real. And that has been, I think, the greatest trick that the devil ever played, right? Is making people think that he didn't exist and making people atheist, making people believe that there's nothing, like you're here for a moment in time, because then it allows them to further tether us to their reality and to their God, which is money, right? Well, if you truly knew and believed, like I do, I actually know that this is not it. Like I know this is not it. But if you truly believed that, you wouldn't sell your soul. People think that that's just like an expression, oh, he sold his soul. No, you are literally selling your soul. Like when you tell lies and you go down a path of lying because you're so afraid of not having the security of a paycheck, or you're willing to do something terrible to maintain that job, or keeping your mouth shut to maintain that job. We're seeing it right now with the Charlie Kirk case, right? You're selling your soul. Like there's a life after this. They have made you pledge your allegiance to their dollar because they know life is going on. They know that. They want you to literally sell them your soul. That's my personal belief. It's why I am religious. It's why I speak about, my faith openly, because I just know this is not it. And I just know these people are demons. Like, I don't know. They just like, look at the way they breathe. Like, you know what I mean? Same thing. I look at Sam Altman. I'm like, look, I don't know, but I know that's not a droid, obviously.
All right, y'all. The first clip is crazy because that's Ali Carter again. That allegedly supposed to be Tupac's daughter that got away from, them type of people over there. Basically talking about the underground tunnels and cities that they got, that how they link and how they move around and how they operate. And nobody would never know this is going on unless you have escaped it or you part of it. Other than that, you would never see it in plain eye view. But it's crazy though, and I don't know. I mean, they haven't. I don't think it came out publicly and really with no proof to say that she's really Tupac's daughter. But the way she's carrying on, it's like she been through a lot. She been traumatized from these people. And the second and third clip is basically always, Candace Owens going in on the clip about the Book of Enoch, and then about her not feeling right about Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, like basically saying, would they bleed or how would they bleed or what color would ooze out, but not saying she would have stabbed them allegedly, but just saying per se, like what cloth are they cut from? Are they really, or who they say they is, or are they like these masks, these face masks nowadays, you can pull them off and it's something else to be revealed under there. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section.
to the president's right.
There we go. 11 years, 94 to 05, and that's 7 years of Bill Clinton and 4 years of W. Bush.
Yeah.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Former White House chef Walter Scheib was found dead after a 5-day search and rescue operation.
New Mexico State Police say after an autopsy, the medical investigator reports Scheib drowned, and his death is officially an accident.
Police found 45-year-old Tafari Campbell dead in a pond at Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts this morning. They say he fell while paddleboarding close to the Obama's estate.
About reincarnation. If the earth is destroyed in the future, where will all these souls go to continue to reincarnate? That's a great question. I will share with you a couple things about that. Their theory, the Andromedan theory on that is this. They say that all physical matter that is in this 21 trillion year old holograph came out of what we know as black holes. So the Big Bang Theory is correct in its simplicity. But apparently what happened was some other universes somewhere also went through the process of evolving, and those things that chose not to evolve, to raise their frequency for whatever reason, were taken into black holes, and because spirit cannot be destroyed, it has to create another space to continue to evolve. Now the Andromedans call that space consciousness. They call our universe consciousness because that's what created it. They say this is happening all over again. And the London Sunday Times this past Sunday, for those of you on January 1st, the London Sunday Times on the back, apparently the Hubble telescope has found a floating black hole that is moving through, it's right now in Virgo. It is floating, and it is pulling some suns, some stars into it, but not others. And they're gone. And they're actually watching this thing now. And that's the London Sunday Times, January 1st. For those of you who want to go to your newsstands and try to get it. It's on the back page of the front section. Big article. Okay, so, you know, there's a God. And whatever she has decided to do is going to happen. Actually, I asked about that, and they said that, you know, that they call it the isness. They themselves don't know exactly what it is, but just that it holds everything together. But that if they had to give it a gender, it would be female. Because it creates life. Yes, ma'am.
One of the crop circles, or a couple of them actually, this last summer, showed the planets around the sun, almost like your one picture was there with the asteroid belt. But it was interesting that where the Earth is supposed to be, there was no planet. There was the ring there that showed the orbit, but there was no planet. Did you see that crop circle?
I did not, but somebody told me about it in Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not had an opportunity to ask about that. But
I'd like to know the answer.
I promise. Believe me, I have a list of questions. I'll get to you in 1 sec. They say that the crop circles are fifth-dimensional geometry. That's what it is. And in case you don't know that, crop circles have been showing up in the United States, but it's being suppressed. And they're primarily showing up along fault lines on the West Coast. So stay tuned for that. They're actually happening, but the feds are doing an excellent job because of the satellites, making sure that the minute they're created, that, you know, they're out there as soon as possible to make sure it's bulldozed, plowed over, etc. Yes, sir, in the back.
Yeah, I was just curious.
how did your communication process with the Andromedans, and is it at your request or their request, and how often does it occur, and all that kind of stuff?
Well, there's absolutely no pattern to it. And, oh, gosh, you hear? Okay, he wanted to know how the communication with the Andromedans goes. Is it at my request or their request? Sir, there is no pattern to it. They let me know. I will go outside at night, which I do every night, and I will look up into the sky and I will project a symbol, which is a communication that I have with them. And I don't always get a response. Sometimes I have to wait months to get a response. But they're almost always at night. They're both telepathic as well as verbal. Now, Mornay is the only one that has actually gone to the effort to learn to speak. Isaias doesn't. It's all telepathic, and they talk in symbols. Now, when you start, for those of you who channel, you may already be aware of this, or mediums. I don't really like the word channel. You get impressions. Telepathy is speaking in holograms. If you were to take the blueprints of a house, and this is how it happens with me. If you were to take the best way I can describe it is this: when you were to take the blueprints of a house, the first page, which is the foundation, then the electric, and then the plumbing, and you take that whole stack of papers and you put it all together. Okay, when somebody's talking to you telepathically, they're giving you that entire concept of everything like this. The whole thing is right there. It is not where I am describing, well, sir, we take this, we move it to the front of the house, then we take this beam and move it there. It's not like that. You get the whole thing instantly. And then you have to learn how to unravel it. It's taken me years to do this. And they've been really patient. And I'm not the only one. They're talking to 3 other people. I'm the 4th. There's one in Argentina, who I don't know yet, but I've met somebody who does know him. There's one in Asia and one in Europe. And there are other groups that are also contacting a lot of people here. Because we're different. We are really different. I'm not saying we're better, but we're different. And they apparently see some value in us, those that really want to help. Even the regressives see value in us, which is why they're so hell-bent on trying to control us and to suppress us.
Alright, y'all, it's just ridiculous. From scientists to chefs and cooks and stuff like, and then these things just always get swept under the rug. The White House, now, you got a whole bunch of chefs that, I don't know, I guess they see too much, hear too much, or know too much that even if you mind your business and just go to work, it's still that time will come for you as to where, when it's time for that job to be over, it ain't just walking away. I don't think you could just walk away as is. But let me know how y'all feel about that, because it's weird that all these people come up missing and nothing get done. But us, doing our research and putting it out there for the world to see on these platforms. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. The second clip, another clip about from since 1995, footage basically spanning about reincarnation and stuff. Like, that's a topic I've been touching for the last few days because I'm trying to understand it more my damn self, as to our spirits and our souls and what happens, and so let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section and what insight y'all got about reincarnation.
The old filthy story of Adam and Eve. Are y'all crazy? Adam was here by himself. Y'all know the story. Adam. And then he said one day to God, God, I am lonely. And when God didn't say, nigga, how can you be lonely when ain't nobody here but you? Said he was here, nobody else. How he no lonely? But if you follow the story, here come Eve. They had 2 sons. Y'all know the story? Cain and Abel. One son killed the other one. So let's do this right. There's Adam and Eve. Put 2 fingers up. Then Cain and Abel. That's 4. Then one boy killed the other one. Take one down. That's 3. Then he went out and begot him a wife. Now you see where the word MF come from, huh? Well, don't look so strange. You count it. It's 3 people. Him, dad, and mom.
50,000 records are released every day. 50,000 AI records. 34% of all records released every day are AI records.
Probably higher at this point.
And they're streaming. People are consuming them. So can we say the people who are consuming them are wrong? Some people are even saying, they did a study and 87% of those users said they're happy streaming AI music as long as it's good. Because they're sick and tired of the DSP, Spotify, Apple programming and telling them what to listen to. And they would rather listen to their own songs.
You know, the old cartoon, The Jetsons, George says, what was being portrayed in the early 60s there, that technology existed at that time. It literally existed. It was a cartoon, but it actually was stuff that we had.
Meet George Jetson.
That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this? And why is that? It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive? When the people are asking questions, or when the people don't like the policies of the emperor? He sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. He has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated.
All right, y'all, first clip is Dick Gregory. I don't know, touchy subject once again, but it's the Adam and Eve story that he's going up on. But let me know how y'all feel about what he said, because I'm not going to get my head torn off for just, stating certain opinions or certain way you feel about things. But even so, let me know how y'all feel about what he said about the whole Adam and Eve story. And could y'all explain it in a better form to see where the other people came from? If so, let me know in the comment section. And second clip, 50,000 AI songs. That's just ridiculous. We're not even listening to real people, real artists no more. Now we listening to AI. It's just a totally fake world that's being built around us for us to live in. It's the real world and everybody's good with it. It's just crazy. AI music, come on now. Why would you? But the third clip too, the man that's speaking on the Jetsons cartoon, OMG. And that's a cartoon I used to watch a lot too, but to see how futuristic the Jetsons really was, they were just really warning us and giving up a heads up from this cartoon when you come to think about it from back then, because everything back then that's in that cartoon is what we living through now. Except, well, even the flying vehicles, we getting there now. Everything is there, the fucked up food, they food, you see how they eat their food and stuff. It's just crazy, even how they spend their money. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. And fourth clip's about why they pay athletes so much, or why they basically create the coliseums and stuff, like it was back then in the entertainment world, But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section.
Because in 1884-85, Europeans sat at a table in Berlin, Germany, not a single African there, and carved up Africa into the territories that we now sometimes call countries and illogically refer to as nations. Africans didn't do that. It was Europe that did that. It was Europe and imperialism that required Africa to be, so that the resources of Africa, both human and material, could come and pave the streets in London and grow the buildings in Amsterdam and bring clean water to New York while the streets in Sierra Leone are not paved and the people in Sierra Leone do not have clean water. There's no national electric grid there. It is necessary to keep Africa divided by European imperialism.
We are so close to the scariest, most dystopian system. This is what the drive to build all these thousands of data centers is about, to micromanage the world's population through the new financial world order. AI is really about that. We're heading towards digital control systems where we have no more control over our liquid assets. It will be programmable, permission-based, so only what the central planners allow you to use your money for, at what time and place and location will be permitted. And if you're in the wrong place, it's not going to work. And if you're buying the wrong book, it's not going to work. Your money won't work outside a certain zone, whether it's 15-minute prison zone or whatever it may be. It is the totalitarian dictator's dream come true.
Dr. Tedros issued a stark warning. At the moment, he said, the epidemic is outpacing us. And speaking to WHO doctors on the ground, it's clear they're playing catch up.
We don't yet know the full extent of the outbreak, and now it is very difficult. We're running behind the outbreak. We're not yet, trying to control it.
Red Cross workers now going door to door, sharing information about how the disease is spread. Volunteers in hazmat suits supervising burials. But attacks on healthcare facilities, ongoing conflict, and mistrust in the community all obstructing the response. And back in the States, airport screening of incoming travelers from Central Africa now expanding.
Emergency health chiefs have warned that the current Ebola outbreak is at risk of becoming the deadliest on record. The International Rescue Committee has said that the infection is now spreading faster than the response can contain it. A suspected 223 people have died so far in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, with cases now spreading into major cities and transport hubs, sparking fears of much wider transmission. Washington has now enforced an all-out ban of non-citizens entering the US if they are returning from affected areas. Emergency health chief.
They still have tunnels? And it's a secret tunnel, like you would think that's just a book show. $1 million. What the fuck do they need that for?
These people are very sneaky. They're very sneaky. We gotta be careful.
We know that hell was added in about the 16 or 1700s, and we know that in the 1835 or so, I believe, Darby added the Rapture script. So we're talking about a really super remixed and modified, changed, book that people are basing their eternity on. They're saying, look, I'm going to go into eternity because...
All right, y'all, the first clip, there's something I threw in there just for a little insight as to... you saying as to where how Europe built themselves up so strong is from basically the downfall of Africa. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section, because I don't want to say too much. And the second clip, the reason why they building these data centers and is just to have us like basically digitally controlled. Like you could always monetize us. You could know they probably gonna know us better than us eventually from just the way they monetize all our movements, you understand? Because we still not aware of what we're doing, but these computers is going to be aware to really differentiate and know us better than us. But let me know how y'all feel in the comment section about that, because it's crazy. And then the third and fourth clip, the Ebola again, it's just going crazy, man. At this point in time, man, just pray for everybody over there that's going through that. And I hope they really sustain this virus and not have it spread like they did with other viruses, you understand? But the fifth clip, basically hidden tunnels, that's just, it's not too, I don't think it's a big deal. It's how they show it with the Jews. It's just they bookshelf. It's only books down there. They don't went down there. But I guess we don't really know too sometimes what they got down there. They might show it as books, but yet you go further, dig deeper. Like they say it's bad and other things they have down, but you'll never know. But for what they make it look like is books and studying going on, you understand? But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. In the sixth clip, remix and modified book, basically talking about the Bible. Once again, let me know how y'all feel about that clip, because I ain't getting too deep into that. But let me know how y'all feel about, the Bible, and how many times it's been remixed, modified, rewritten, and whoever added on and took off. But let me know how y'all feel in the comment section.
Stunning new video shows the devastation inside a Washington plant moments after the deadly rupture of a massive chemical tank.
3401 Industrial Way at Nippon for a hazmat burn.
A toxic surge inside a packaging plant, leaving trucks flipped over or crushed, seen here in video obtained by an independent journalist. The leaking tank partially collapsed. Authorities confirm at least 2 people are dead and 9 still missing from the implosion early Tuesday.
This was a shift change time. They were operating and they were in their workspaces when this blast occurred.
The cause still unknown.
We do not know where all 9 are. We have searched the area that is searchable.
The tank holding nearly 1 million gallons of white liquor, a sodium-based chemical used in paper manufacturing that can cause severe burns if not properly handled, enough to fill more than an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Authorities have now sealed off the entire plant as recovery efforts intensify. That leaked chemical so powerful, even firefighters reported damage to their own gear.
The steam cloud was so big, covered everything. Couldn't see through it.
Eli Bernal was working at the plant. Today, he and his sister remembering their father, 52-year-old Gilbert Bernal, who they say showed up for his shift just minutes before the implosion.
He was just a very genuine person, and just within minutes of you talking with him, you felt like you'd known him for a lifetime.
Meanwhile, at an overnight vigil, hundreds gathered to pray and support the families, now left longing for answers.
We have declared this incident a transition from rescue to recovery as of this morning.
We're bracing ourselves for this being the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern Washington state history.
The mill workers I've talked to want full accountability. They want a comprehensive, unbiased investigation into how this could have happened, so the failures can be addressed, so we can have safe jobs, come home to our families at night, and rebuild public trust. And the reality is we've watched as financial interests have squeezed all the grease out of the system, and it starts a death spiral. And so I'm so grateful for the team here who's remained doggedly focused on recovery and the safety and security of our land and our families and our community as we endure a unthinkable tragedy.
We'll be here as long as it takes to support the families, support victims, support folks impacted by this tragedy for as long as it takes. You know, this is certainly to be the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern state history. You know, anytime you're talking about something of that scale and scope, the impacts are profound. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to who I work with who have some connection to somebody who lost their life here. And obviously for folks who live here and this is their home, it's, you know, at a moment like that, it's hard to capture the emotions which are, you know, which run pretty deep.
All right, y'all, reached the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And also now, please hype me up, hype me up, hype me up. And before we go, I'd love to leave y'all with a few words. Who can't hear must feel. Those that feels it, knows it. And once you know better, you do better. And the truth has always set you free. I'm out.